Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I feel really proud of myself because this is my second video in 3 weeks, which isn't as good as I used to do, but at least it's a little bit better than what I was doing before. Sorry I didn't do a video last week. I'm trying to get back to the like 2 a month situation, like 1 every 2 weeks, and I fell very ill with a combination of what I think was maybe the plague and salmonella, and then I wound up getting a sinus infection, which you may hear the lingering effects of today. But anyway, today's video, so I was gonna do a reveal, and I'm not. I'm gonna do the reveal, I think, in a couple of weeks after I've had an opportunity to use this bag a little bit more, but you will see it. I'm going to touch on the bag as part of today's video, which is going to focus on hardware. So I finally think that in terms of black handbags, I've just about rounded out the hardware options that are available for the bags. And granted, this isn't gonna be perfect because I don't have, you know, like all kinds of bags in lambskin, and then, you know, the varieties of hardware. Also, sorry if you can hear a drill noise in the background. That's my husband in the garage, which is below where I'm filming. But anyway, I thought what I would do is take you through kind of an idea of like, if you're gonna get a black bag, like whatever that might be, whether it's a classic bag, whether it's a seasonal bag, etc. Figuring additionally that I think most people want to start with black as their first bag, I would give you some visual aids in terms of what you could potentially get with respect to hardware, and then give you kind of like some close-ups as far as like how that hardware looks against black, just so that when you're going to make your decisions on bags, maybe this video will be helpful to you. That is to say that not all bags come with all hardwares. I'm sure that you guys are aware of that. So hardware comes out seasonally. Sometimes it just comes out depending on the style of the bag. But at least this will kind of give you a visual aid into what you can expect. So I am going to turn this camera around and we're going to go through the variety of hardwares. And then just because it's fun, I'll give you like a little bit of insight on the different bags and kind of, you know, the reason that I have them. So hold on. I'm gonna mess this up, like, here we go. Okay. Okay. So, all right, look how professional this is. I have this on like a tripod and everything. Okay, so this is hardware number 1, which is just your classic silver hardware. So I'm gonna bring this in like a little bit closer so that you can see like what you are getting with the silver hardware. So essentially, this is just your shiny silver. Oh, sorry if I've zoomed in too far. And that is sort of what it looks like against the contrast of the bag. And then if we take a look at the chains, you know, obviously if you buy silver hardware on a bag, it's gonna come pretty much, with the exception of like a Gabrielle bag, it's gonna come with silver hardware for the most part throughout. So obviously the chains on this bag are also going to be silver hardware. Okay. I have these like in a little thing coming down the line. Okay, so next hardware is my personal favorite. This is So Black hardware. So the So Black, the first So Black bag was a classic jumbo. I think it came out in 2009, and I believe that it was popularized by Kim Kardashian. And the idea with the So Black is that you have a black bag and then you also have black hardware on that bag. So let me zoom in. I'm doing like a terrible job with this today. So if we zoom in on it, that's like actually a pretty good shot of it. You can see that it's like shiny and it's got, you know, it's just essentially like coated black hardware. And then the chains, this is a boy bag, are also the same. So they're just kind of like a shiny black hardware. This is a question that I've got like I've received on a host of occasions. The question is whether I've ever had this chip, and I haven't. And I've got So Black on a reissue, a square reissue wallet on a chain, this boy bag, and also on a different jumbo, like the one that came out later on. I think that was in 2014 or 2015, and I have never experienced like any of the wear and tear issues that people talk about with So Black hardware. So essentially, if you're taking a look at a So Black, that is kind of what it is going to look like. Okay. Next down the line, we have what I'm going to refer to is kind of like a mattified very shiny gold hardware, like almost like maybe an antique gold. And obviously this bag is not completely black. It's got tweed on it too, but it gives you kind of an idea of what the hardware looks like. And then I'm gonna go ahead and professionally zoom in on this as well. And there you can kind of see that it's got like a matte finish to it, although it is still very, very shiny. And that is a shiny gold hardware. And this is something that I've never seen on a classic bag. So to the best of my knowledge, this comes out on seasonal bags only. But in case it's a hardware that you're interested, or maybe you're hardware driven, this is kind of what this looks like against a black bag. And that actually raises kind of a good point that I've also received before, which is like it's what color hardware can you get with a classic bag? And to date, I've only ever seen silver, which is the first bag that I showed you, So Black, which is the second bag that I showed you, and then obviously just regular gold, which I'll show you guys in a minute. Okay, so then the next hardware, again, that would be available on a seasonal bag is this one, which is sort of like an antique bronze. So if you zoom in on this, you can see that again has the mattified finish of like a gold hardware, but it's significantly less shiny than the bag that I showed you previously. This is actually one of my favorite bags. It's called the Cocoa Curve. I don't think they're making it currently. I bought it in New Orleans. And it was actually, I'm usually like a really impulsive buyer of Chanel bags. And on this particular day, I was there with my husband, and I decided that I was gonna like sit down and look at every single bag at the Chanel boutique at the Saks in New Orleans, which is an awesome Saks, just in case anybody was wondering. And I went through every bag in the store before I selected this one, which is not something that I usually do, because I'm usually just like, oh, I love it, you know, I'll get it or whatever, which isn't necessarily a good thing. But on that day, I went through the whole store and I picked it, and I love it so much for the reason that I put a lot of thought into it. So let that be a lesson. Okay, the next hardware that we have, this is a maxi. So this is also a classic. So this is the shiny gold hardware that would be available on a classic flap. And if we zoom in, I wish that this would like not be very annoying, but if you zoom in on it, you can tell that it is a very, very shiny gold hardware. And then let me stick this tripod down again. I'm so sorry for my filming skills, guys. Like, I'm just not a pro. All right, hold on. Although I'll tell you what, I was a cinema major when I was in college. So a whole lot that did for me. And then obviously the chains on the back are also that same shiny gold. I'm literally doing a manual zoom because I'm not sure where the zoom on this is. Okay, so there, if we focus up really closely, you can go ahead and see what that shiny gold looks like. All right. Okay, so that's another one of your many options. And then the last option that I'm going to show you, which is also my new bag, which I'm very excited about, that I'll give you guys like the full-blown story of. It's a fanny pack, or a belt bag, as I think they're trying to say to make it sound like it's not a fanny pack, is this one, which I just bought. I bought it abroad. I was in Portugal at the end of August, actually for my 10-year wedding anniversary, and this was a gift from my husband. And this has ruthenium hardware, so I'll go ahead and zoom in on that. But this is kind of like the most, I guess, manliest hardware option, which is like a matte, kind of like dark, burnished silver. And the hardware on this bag is all kind of the same design. Let me put this tripod down, and then I'm going to bring this one closer. And actually what I'm going to do is flip the camera around again. Did that work? Oh my God. I should be in the movies. Hold on, now it's tilted. God, I'm horrible. All right. So anyway, this is like a very, there we go. That's like a really good shot of it. So this is very like unshiny not focusing. Very like unshiny, flat silver hardware. So I'm gonna do a full-blown review on this probably in the next couple of weeks, because this thing is like fully back. So I didn't know if it was gonna be like actually back, but it's totally back. And my little sister is up in New York this weekend, and she actually picked up a belt bag. They come in like a whole bunch of different styles. Some of them are really cool because they kind of also can duplicate as a shoulder bag, like depending on how the direction like the belt goes. This one cannot, so this is just like essentially a straight belt bag. It would have to be able to go like up and around in order to be a shoulder bag as well. But I'm really, really excited about this, and I think it fits a lot. So I just need to like wear it a little bit more, and then I will go ahead and give you guys a tour on that. So as far as hardware is concerned, that pretty much runs the gamut. I'm sure there are hardwares that I'm missing that have come out over the years. You know, I know, for example, like I have a couple of bags that have like a super light gold hardware. That I guess I don't have on a black bag, but otherwise for the most part, that's kind of it. So if you're hardware driven, if you're looking for a black bag, I hope this video was helpful to you, and I will be back in another couple weeks with another video. Thank you guys as always for stopping by and sticking with me through the filming process, which I know I lack the professional skills of a professional filmmaker, so hopefully nobody felt like they were gonna throw up. Okay, have a great day. Bye.